9 celebrities who quit being famous. 1. Cameron Diaz. Diaz used to be one of the most sought-after actresses. She first rose to fame in 1994 after The Mask. She maintained an A-list presence for years after. In 2014, she shocked her fans by announcing her retirement.
"I've given more than half of my life to the public,"
she said.
"I feel it's okay for me to take time for myself now.
She still misses acting, but not the Hollywood lifestyle.
I just really wanted to make my life manageable by me. My routine in a day is literally what I can manage to do by myself."
2. Sean Connery. In 2000, Connery was offered a role in The Lord of the Rings. Peter Jackson wanted him to play Gandalf. Connery turned it down, saying he didn't understand it. Instead, he starred in The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. The movie bombed at the box office. In 2003, Connery retired in frustration. He said director Stephen Norrington should be locked up for insanity. 3. Shirley Temple. In 1967, 39-year-old Temple turned her back on Hollywood. She went on to become an ambassador to the UN. Temple was one of Hollywood's first child stars. She achieved international fame for Bright Eyes in 1933, but she couldn't recapture her popularity as an adult. So Temple became a diplomat. She worked in Czechoslovakia and Ghana. 4. Brendan Fraser. Fraser made a triumphant return in 2022. He won an Oscar for The Whale. It was his first movie in 13 years, but he had a great career before the early 2000s. What happened? Fraser said he'd been blacklisted. Philip Burke, head of the HFPA, groped him. Fraser refused his advances.
"My career withered on the vine,"
he said in 2018. 5. Audrey Hepburn. Hepburn was an icon of classical Hollywood. She starred in Breakfast at Tiffany's, Roman Holiday, My Fair Lady. But in 1967, she abruptly quit acting. In the next 26 years, she only had 4 movie roles. Instead, Hepburn became a global ambassador for UNICEF. She genuinely wanted to help the poor. She visited places like Ethiopia, Somalia, and Honduras. In 1953, Hepburn won an Oscar. In 1992, she was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. 6. Gwyneth Paltrow. Paltrow has no plans to return to acting. She's still moderately famous, but it's largely residual. Paltrow says she'd only act if Brad Falchuk wrote the script. That's her husband.
"I would have to be a writer, but that's sort of it. If my husband writes something and wants me to do it, I'll do it."
Paltrow won the Best Actress Oscar in 1999 for Shakespeare in Love. She quit after the win, was heavily criticized. 7 and 8. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. The Olsen twins used to be preteen icons. In 2004, they starred in New York Minute. It would be their last film together. The sisters switched their attention to fashion. In 2012, they officially retired from acting. The two founded their own fashion brand and beauty line. However, Mary-Kate still appears in movies occasionally. 9. Jake Lloyd. Lloyd was Anakin Skywalker in The Phantom Menace, but he never really became a child star. After Star Wars, his life became miserable.
"Other children were really mean to me. They would make the sound of the lightsaber every time they saw me. It was totally mad."
Lloyd was arrested after a car chase. In 2015, he was transferred to a psychiatric facility after a schizophrenia diagnosis.